of the assignment. The first part we're going to do is capture the actual textures. And we're going to do that through something called a rubbing. In a second, I'm going to ask you to go outside. And I'm going to give you 8 minutes. That's 2 minutes per square. And you're going to go find a surface out in the area, out in the courtyard, that has a different texture. It could be the concrete on the ground. It could be the wall of the school. It could be the air conditioning unit. And what you're going to do is I'm going to give you a paper, and you're going to get out of this tub one of these crayons that does not have paper. If it does have paper, you can rip the paper off. Now, you're not using the end, you're using the side. Okay? So let's say that I'm going to capture the texture of this wall over here. I'm going to stick it against the wall, use the side of my crayon, and I'm going to fill that whole square with the texture. Now I just captured the texture of that concrete block. How does that look?
Good.
Now, how does it look what? How would you describe?
Bumpy.
Looks bumpy, doesn't it? So I just captured one. So you don't want to capture 4 of the same thing. You want to find 4 different things. And I'm going to give you 2 minutes on each one.
2 minutes?
That's it, because we need to come in and do this part, which is the hard part. That deals with visual texture. Any questions on the rubbings? Okay. Got your actual textures. This is through the rubbings. Okay? You guys went outside and you felt different stuff. Who felt the concrete, like the pavement? Okay? How did that feel to you? Bumpy. So she captured the bumpy. Did anybody do the bench?
I did.
Okay, how did that feel to you? It was smooth on the little things, then it got bumpy. Okay, so here's the hard part. What we're going to do now is visual texture. This is where you draw textures. So here's the one that I did a minute ago. Here is the concrete wall. Now I'm going to look at that. I know it looks bumpy, but what is making it look bumpy, Connor? You don't know. Sit down, please. What is making it look bumpy? Yes, sir. I know it's how it looks, but how it looks, what's making it look bumpy? Yes.
The wall, how it's painted, it makes when you draw.
No. Don't worry about the wall. Just look at the image itself.
It makes it look bumpy because the wall.
Well, I know. We captured that. That's the actual. But we got to figure out what's making this look bumpy. Bram. The texture. But what there is making it look bumpy? What is making it up? What is this made up of?
I got one texture.
Eli?
I think that it's making it look bumpy because the wall itself, it has visual texture.
Okay.
It has swales.
Okay, he's getting...
It has swales that are out, and then it has like little duck ends outlining the swales.
Okay.
And then it makes it look bumpy.
You're getting close. If you look at this, this looks like nothing but a series of dots. Do you see it now? So what I'm going to do on this side of the paper is I'm going to try to draw this. I'm going to draw what's there. So it's a series of dots. So I'm going to try to make my dots, the big ones and then some smaller ones, look just like this. This is the rubbing. This is the drawing. Okay? Let's look at another one. Okay, this one right here. If you look at this one, what was that?
It was the metal thing on
The bench, yeah. This was one of the metal benches. And he said that was bumpy. If you look at this, what is that made up of? What is making that look bumpy? lines. So one way to draw textures, dots.
And the other two lines.
One way is lines. So on this one, what he would do is he's going to draw this to mimic what's there, to make it look almost exactly like it. Here's one that's done with lines. Okay? There's one more. Let's see. Who did... who did the... let's see. Hold on a minute. I got... Oh! This thing right here. What was that? Do you remember? Yeah. It was that metal thing that was in the sidewalk where it's like you can unscrew it to go down in there. Okay, let's look closely at this. What? You got it. Shapes. So another way that you can draw textures is repeating shapes. So on this one, what she's going to do is she's going to draw, it's almost kind of like parallelograms, really. She is going to copy those parallelograms to make this look just like that. Okay? Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Do you see why I told you this part is a whole lot harder than this part? This will take you about 20 minutes to do this, because I want this side to look identical to this side. I want them to match. I don't want any difference in the two. So I don't want you just scribbling. It's got to look just like it. Got it? I'll get you your pencils.